Guys, within just the past 20 minutes, quite a heavy police presence right here at this scene. About a dozen officers just took to the streets. Well, everyone has a super can like this one for your trash, but Richmond city leaders say not everyone is doing what they're supposed to do with it. Now they're cracking down. I'll explain how coming up next. Good morning and thank you for waking up with Fox Richmond. I'm Brent Solomon. It is cold out there if you've been outside. And as they go line by line, all eyes are now watching to see if Virginia is poised to make some major changes. Did you do it? Are you innocent?
Excuse me.
Anything you want people to know? First of all, it's good to know that these plow trucks are on standby to respond whenever there's a major snow event. But salt, sand, equipment, and crews, I tell you what, that costs big bucks. You know, this is a story that no family ever wants to have to tell. A store employee falling victim to crime, creating heavy emotion, and yet another vigil like this one.
Hours.
So at least keep the umbrellas handy.
Yes, umbrellas and galoshes, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and patience. Thank you, Andrew. That does it for 12 News at noon. Here with me today is Janine Bell, the festival's coordinator. Welcome.
Thank you. Habari gani?
Umoja. All right, I'm learning.
And so in the language of...
Something about the beauty of the human spirit always does your heart good. That's all the time we have this evening, but we'll see you back here tomorrow night. Same time, same place. Have a good evening. Brent? All day long, I've been speaking with the neighbors in this community as well as employees right here at this convenience store. It's been nearly 24 hours now since 3 people were found lying in this parking lot, hit by bullets, and now one group is saying enough is enough. Flashing lights and crime tape outside this neighborhood convenience store shook the heart of the community.
Trying to figure out what we can do because we've got to take some action.
Just down the road at the Neighborhood Resource Center, community leaders are communicating with police. This is the very place children come to get away from violence.
We want to be a safe place for them to come and develop positively.
But Tuesday night, a boy under the age of 10 was one of 3 people shot outside the fine food convenience store. Today, there were extra patrols by bike and even parked outside of the store, in addition to nearly a dozen officers taking to the streets to gather leads.
We are like family. I mean, when they come in, we try to interact with them. They interact with us.
Store employees tell us they've turned over surveillance video to detectives in hopes of finding the shooter.
It's a neighborhood store. Before the incident happened, we had children and everybody walking in and out. I'm sure they weren't really targeting the kid, but why target anywhere around the kid at all in the first place?
Customers today shocked someone would be so bold.
If you have a problem with a person, there's a better way to resolve it. You know, just talk. And if you need to, turn yourself in and, you know, just please watch out for the children.
This as the Neighborhood Resource Center wants to see the community unite in stopping crimes and helping police.
And we have to stop being afraid of what's out there. We have to take care of our own. And taking care of our own means speaking up and saying what you know.
Taking you back live now, the Neighborhood Resource Center says this area has united lately to clean up this area and revitalize this business corridor. They say that this shooting won't set back their efforts. Meantime, if you know anything, Richmond police say give them a call. We're live on the East End tonight. Brent Solomon for NBC 12. Investigators say that ashtray, which ignited this massive blaze, was right here in the back porch of this now charred home. Today, all of those affected spent the day trying to figure out how to recover.
When I saw it, it was just awful.
This viewer video shows you the extent and strength of a fire that spread through 4 homes in the Amherst Ridge subdivision.
I never seen anything like that. I never seen a house catching fire. Never. So I was panicked.
We just got our hands on this voicemail from Sarah Gaines' teenage daughter.
Mom, answer the phone. The house is on fire.
Roof is going to have to be replaced. My attic insulation is now on my 2nd floor, covering the beds, covering the floor, covering the bathroom.
Gaines lives next door to the home where the blaze erupted. We now know smoking materials left in an ashtray right here in the backyard are to blame.
This was an accident. I mean, it wasn't like he intentionally tried to burn down his house.
Take a look at how the fire spread to this home directly behind the house where it all started.
I wasn't expecting it to be this big and this bad.
It also reached next door to Carey Hill's property, causing minor damage.
Vinyl siding melted. You know, the shed and the side of the house and windows you know, looks like it's easily replaced.
Even though they're all dealing with damage, these neighbors are more concerned with their one neighbor who lost everything. And Selma Lewis, who wasn't affected at all, stepped in as a good neighbor.
When they run out bare feet. They didn't have any shoes on or nothing. I cooked and gave her some food.
And today the Red Cross tells me it is providing shelter and food for the second night in a row for the family who lived in this home. The other 3 families impacted by this fire are fortunately able to stay in their homes tonight. And that is the latest information from the Amherst subdivision where we are live. I'm Brent Solomon for NBC 12.
Hey, Brent.
Hey, here's a question for you. How long would you wait outside just to see your favorite team? How about 48 hours? That's nothing for these rowdy Rams right here who are already camping out while other fans are taking to the internet, paying hundreds just to get into this game.
I'm just here camping out for the game.
Charles Dooley's one of the first tents in line today, 2 days before the Rams take on the Butler Bulldogs.
So the object is get better seats, floor seats.
Better seats for the 34th straight sellout for a VCU basketball game. This one pitting the Rams against a familiar team, the same one that beat the Rams in the 2011 Final Four.
This is an opportunity for a little bit of payback of the team that really ruined the dream that we have going.
And fans are paying to get there. Online, we found the $40 value tickets going for hundreds of dollars. Baja Bean Cafe is prepping for a full house, an overflow of sorts of fans who want to witness the game on 14 big screens.
We're opening up an hour earlier. We normally don't open until 11. We're going to open up at 10.
And they know they're going to get a good basketball game on Saturday.
All right, we're taking you back live now. I think they're actually looking at themselves live on TV right now. So, hey, they get some entertainment, too. Now, the Siegel Center actually sits about 7,700 people. So, with so many people coming to these games, some fans are saying, why don't we expand the capacity inside? Athletic officials say there's some talk about that, but nothing immediate just yet, so you'll have to wait on that one. For now, we're live at the Siegel Center, also known as Shakaville. I'm Brent Solomon for NBC 12. First tonight on the CW News at 6:30, police want to know who made their way into a home in the Museum District and robbed 2 men at gunpoint. It happened just before 1 this morning in an area where we rarely hear of violent crime. I spent the day speaking with neighbors there, and tonight even the neighborhood association is speaking out. Do you feel safe?
Most of the time I do, yes. But I know how to take care of myself, so.
Well, although the victims told police they do not know the suspects, investigators could not confirm for us just yet whether this incident is random or targeted. Just into our newsroom, Richmond police make an arrest in a weekend murder. 20-year-old Malcolm Bailey is charged with conspiracy to commit murder and the death of 23-year-old Tremaine Thompson. Officers found Thompson suffering from gunshot wounds early Saturday morning in the 2000 block of 2nd Avenue. He later died at the hospital. There is new information in a death investigation now being classified a domestic-related homicide. 43-year-old Andre Taylor is charged with second-degree murder in the death of Virginia Thomas. Officers found her with a serious head injury late Friday night in the backyard of a home on North 24th Street. Well, we've just confirmed a Henrico County school bus was involved in a minor accident around 2:30 this afternoon. We're told the accident involving a Jeep and a school bus happened here near Creighton and North Laburnum. There were absolutely no injuries. The area was briefly shut down to traffic, but it is back open now. We're learning new details about who could possibly lead Richmond's public schools. We now know the names of the 3 finalists for the superintendent's job. Our Laura Geller is at City Hall with a closer look at the candidates and how you can have an input on who's selected.
CW News.
Thank you, Laura. And if you are interested in attending that public meeting she just mentioned, here's what you need to know. It will take place Wednesday at Albert Hill Middle School on Patterson Avenue. The public is invited to attend from 6 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. Well, it is a budget with no new taxes, and it could be Governor McDonnell's last chance to shape Virginia's future. The outgoing governor wants to spend $96 billion in a blueprint that covers a 2-year period. But Governor-elect Terry McAuliffe could come in and make major changes. So Mike Valerio spent the day at the Capitol, and he has all of the details for us.
CW News.
And we've been in touch with the McAuliffe transition team. They haven't named any specific changes just yet, but trust the CW team to stay on top of any changes as the General Assembly gets underway in just a few days. Well, the recount in Virginia's cliff-hanging race for Attorney General gets a head start in 3 localities. Democrat Mark Herring leads Republican Mark Obenshain by just 165 votes. Fairfax County, Alexandria, and Chesapeake all began their recount today. The rest of the state will join in tomorrow and Wednesday. Challenged ballots will come to a recount court in Richmond on Thursday, and we should know the results by the end of the week.
This is and really getting warm this weekend.
Ross, you can't tell me it's going to warm up any faster than you did, so thanks so much. Don't go anywhere, guys. Coming up, we all know how holiday travel can be so stressful, but the key to easing all of that stress could be right at your fingertips. Still ahead, what you can do to make sure your travel plans go A-OK. Plus, holiday shoppers, mark your calendars. We've got news on free shipping deals. How to find out if your favorite store is participating when we come back. Welcome back. Did you know more parking is finally coming to the Staples Mill Amtrak station? But a family-owned restaurant will be torn down to make room. Anthony and George's restaurant has been serving its customers for 20 years. Now the owner is talking to Henrico reporter Ashley Momford about making the sale. A zoo in Texas is dealing with the death of 3 of its animals tonight following a fire. Fire crews were first called just after 6 for what appeared to be a small fire inside the reptile house. Nearly 100 animals were inside, including a Komodo dragon and a boa constrictor that died. A dozen snakes are being treated right now for smoke. The fire caused about $75,000 in damage, but right now there's no word on the cause. Well, a family pet is to blame for starting a different fire early in Pennsylvania this morning. Crews in Johnstown, Pennsylvania say the dog knocked over a kerosene heater, causing a chair to catch on fire. The homeowner helped minimize the damage by shutting all the doors and windows just before rescuing himself and that dog. All right, listen up. She only had 1 item on her Christmas wish list, but Santa didn't make her wait until next week to get it. 7-year-old Tessa Hibner wanted to see her father for Christmas. He is a lieutenant colonel who wasn't scheduled to come home from Afghanistan until next March. But somehow, some way, he managed to make it home for the holidays, and with a little extra help, he was able to give his little girl the surprise of her life.
So good to see her.
This was the Colonel's 6th deployment, including 2 Christmases overseas, so you can imagine how special that was. Well, the news at 6:30 continues in just a few minutes, but here's a look at what's coming up tonight right here on the CW. And you have got to hear this. In Kentucky, someone dining at an Applebee's truly embraced that notion of a season of giving. Waitress Lola Snyder says a woman came into the restaurant last week and only spent $12, but she left a huge tip, $200.
And I had to do a double take.
Go figure. The waitress wanted to thank the generous customer, but she left before the waitress even had a chance. Something about the beauty of the human spirit always does your heart good. That's all the time we have this evening, but we'll see you back here tomorrow night, same time, same place. Have a good evening.